Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's 1 Million by 1 Million Strategy Roundtable for Entrepreneurs. 1M1M, as you know, is the first global virtual accelerator in the world. We operate from Silicon Valley, but we have a global footprint. Our mission is to help 1 million entrepreneurs reach $1 million and beyond in annual revenue, build $1 trillion in global GDP, and 10 million jobs. This is our 280th 1M1M Strategy Roundtable, the free public version. We have, numerous of these going on behind the scenes for our premium members, so that's a whole other track. So we are pros at doing strategy roundtables and working with entrepreneurs regularly, multiple times during the week. The event is being recorded. You will have the recording available later. If you're live tweeting the show, please use hashtag 1M1M. And please join us on Twitter at 1M by 1M or at Shromana. We push a lot of very, very interesting, inspirational, educational content through our channels. The recording will be at the YouTube channel, 1M1M Roundtables. And there you will find recordings of all our prior sessions. And they are, very interesting, rich content sessions. So please feel free to dig around and see what catches your attention. Now, I will put up the call-in instructions a bit later after we are done with the presentation today. We're going to have only one presentation. I have a flight to catch in a little bit, so I'm slightly rushed today. We chose to do the roundtable anyway so we could spend some time working with you, but we do have to do a slightly shortened abridged session today than we normally do, which is a full 90 minutes. But I will put this slide up when we are ready for the call. Now, I also want to highlight for Oracle employees who are here today or will be listening in the roundtable recording, the Oracle 1M1M Challenge application deadline is coming up. November 12th is when your applications are due. And as you know, Oracle will be issuing scholarships to the 1 Million by 1 Million program for those of you who qualify through this application procedure. And remember, one of the things you need to do as part of this is to attend roundtables, participate in the roundtables, listen to the roundtable recordings, and get familiar with the program so that you have a good understanding, good feel for what is it that you're applying for. Now, this is an entrepreneur pitch session. It's a working session. We are here to work with you on your business. That's really what the whole strategy roundtable concept is all about. We want you to succeed, and we are on your side. We work on behalf of the entrepreneurs. There's no other stakeholder here that we work for. We work for the entrepreneurs. And we know you're doing your best, but just because we have experience in this, we may be able to give you insights on how to accelerate your process. And that's what an accelerator is all about, right? And we believe that all businesses, even with lots of challenges in the beginning, have the potential to succeed, and we'll try to steer you in that direction of success. It's very possible that you may disagree with my feedback today, but don't feel bad about it. Think about it, take the feedback, think about it, and see what part of that feedback you want to act upon. We try to give you actionable feedback, but it's really your decision on what part of that feedback you're going to act upon. Remember, not all businesses can raise money, not all businesses should raise money, and raising money doesn't guarantee success. We're here to work on your business. If that business warrants that you're ready for funding and you should be going for funding, we'll tell you that. If it needs more work, we'll work on that. Whatever is your immediate challenge, we'll try to zero in on that and identify that and give you actionable items on that. And doing something worthwhile is always hard. Entrepreneurship is very hard. The 0 to 1 million phase is extraordinarily hard. So keep that in mind. It does take a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of emotional energy, and be prepared to give that to your venture, otherwise it's not going to work. And if you're not pitching today, please participate by asking questions in the public chat. Set your public chat to send to all participants, and you'll be able to send, messages to everybody, and we will be able to have a collective discussion. And think about questions as you're going through the presentations. Think about questions to ask, and really asking good questions is how you learn the best. So let's get started. Anuj Saraswat is our presenter today. We're going to only have one presentation, as I said. And Anuj, please unmute your line and tell us where you're joining from, what your product is, what's going on with the business.
Hi there. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you fine.
Okay, my name's Anuj Saraswat. I'm calling in from Edmonton, Alberta. And I want to discuss the hoverboard project that we're working on.
Okay.
Now, I think many of us have seen Back to the Future 2, and for those of you who haven't, it's called a science fiction movie, but in that movie they brought forward the concept of a hoverboard, which is basically a board that can float on the air, as shown in front of you. I am the CEO, Cameron Howell is the president, Paul Osland is the CTO, and Anjali Gupta is VP Communications. Next slide, please. So I'm going to go over a brief introduction of what a hoverboard is, the details of how it works, 3D animation if possible, some applications of the board itself, and then some questions. So the top picture you see there is the 3 co-founders, and then the bottom picture is some of the hardworking students that helped do the conceptuals for the beta prototype at State Polytechnic. Next slide, please.
Go ahead.
Oh, I haven't gotten the next slide yet. Sorry, could I get the next slide,
The next slide
please?
is on. The next slide has been advanced.
Oh, it's not showing. Oh, there it is. Okay. So what is a hoverboard? Basically, it's groundbreaking high-end technology. Initially, a hoverboard was not even possible, but thanks to innovations in RC motor technology and hobbyists, it's now possible for an individual such as you or me to have a hoverboard in your very own home. Now, we have been patent pending as of August 25, 2014, and we have patented the concept of an air-cushioned hoverboard, which is very different than what you may have seen on the news with that Lexus hoverboard, which uses maglev technology, or even the Hendo hoverboard, which had a Kickstarter, where they raised $250,000 in a very short period of time, also using maglev technology. Now, earlier this year, we managed to get some students at State in Calgary to help validate the proof of concept of our board, and they provided a capstone project for us, which is now being used to create the actual beta prototype, which is being done by Titan Innovation Designs in Edmonton, Alberta. Next slide, please. And now I'll go into some of the details of the hoverboard itself. This diagram is what one of the many different hoverboards that we are planning on building looks like. It's being powered by very high-powered Outrunner motors, 8.9 kilowatts each, and we're using 52.8 volts, 190 amp lithium polymer batteries to power those motors. The housing itself is a carbon fiber housing, and it's a very sleek, high-tech looking design, as you can see there. Next slide, please.
Anuj, it sounds like your slides are loading slowly, but you can keep going because I'm advancing your slides as soon as you finish one. So the slides are loading. For those who have faster connections, loading fine. So just keep on with your presentation instead of waiting for your slides to load.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you can see here, there's different views of the board, just showing the top view with the fans, showing the section view, and how the board is laid out within. And just from underneath, you can see that there are perforations in the board, which the fan will be pushing air out of. And this is an exploded view of the hoverboard itself, where you can see the fans, the motors, the housing, the chassis, everything. And effectively, the way the board is going to work is it's going to take air from above the board and push it using the fans below the board, creating a cushion of air. Now, there are many applications for this board. The initial one would be recreational transportation. However, there's also a military application, which would be sweeping for mines. And the main thing is that we're going to be promoting sustainable energy. As this board, you'll be able to plug into Tesla charging stations, or Tesla Powerwall, or just electric car charging stations.
So Anuj, I have a question here on the application. So you're saying there is a military application sweeping for mines. What is the distance that this hoverboard can go without landing to check for mines, for instance?
This board will be able to take a 250-pound person 3 inches off of the ground.
3 inches off of the ground, but what distance can it go? How long can it go staying off the ground?
Well, it's going to take, we don't have a finalized version yet, but we're estimating that the initial board will be able to go for at least half an hour on a single charge. And there was a question that asked if it can go above all surfaces, and the answer is yes. It can go on above all surfaces, including water, as long as the surface can hold a cushion of air above it. So it can't go over something such as sewer grading, just because sewer grading won't allow for a cushion of air to be held above it. But in that case, it would just simply glide over the grading.
Now, is there any such application that the military uses today in sweeping for mines? The application that you're talking about, sweeping for miles for the military is mines. Is that happening already?
I personally do not know too much about what the military is doing with regards to mine sweeping. I know that they're using metal detectors and that type of thing, but I don't think that they have thought of using fans in order to sweep for mines yet. But
because that's really worth exploring. You know, what you're suggesting seems like I would say a killer app for that particular application. Recreational products are, are a very different business, whereas something that is a killer app is a very different business, and you actually can build something that is a killer app, especially something that the military may want. You can build that business with a lot less risk and a lot less capital. So that is very much worth exploring.
And there was supposed to be a link in there for a YouTube slide, but I think that may have gotten taken out.
Yeah, we don't do YouTube presentations here. So let's just discuss more your go-to-market strategy, which is really what we focus on in 1 million by 1 million. Where are you? Is there a prototype ready? What's the situation with the, with the product? Is the viability fully tested out?
We know that the product itself is viable, but at the moment there isn't a finalized prototype or an off-the-shelf product that we can sell. But the students at State Polytechnic did do the groundwork for the conceptuals, and now we have a company in Edmonton called Titan Innovations who are working on 3D printing the design for us so that we can have a product to sell by the beginning of next year.
And what is the price of the product?
Well, after speaking with a lot of people, it seems that there are people willing to pay up to $85,000 for one board, but our price point was a lot lower. We were looking for about $10,000 per board.
$10,000 per board, that's not a consumer application. That is not a recreational transportation application.
When you consider that we want to license the board to Tesla Motors, that company will be able to lease the product out to a consumer, and they can do it for, let's say,
And what evidence do you have that Tesla Motors is interested in that?
Well, for one thing, this board will be able to be plugged into a Tesla charging station, and right now Tesla Motors is trying to get more of their charging stations out across Canada and the world, actually. So by having this killer product as part of Tesla's entourage, if you want to say it, it'll not only
I don't
add
understand
to Tesla.
the logic. I really don't understand the logic of why Tesla is interested in this product. Tesla is in the car business. They're not in this recreational transportation business, and I just don't believe that they're going to defocus from what their business is to add on stuff like this. I don't see the logic.
Well, the logic is that right now Tesla Motors wants to promote electric vehicles, and this hoverboard is itself an electric vehicle.
Yeah, but they promote electric cars, not electric random vehicles. I just don't believe that. But what is the cost of, I think that's a complete no-go path. I do not believe it's going to work at all. But what is the cost of building this product? Why are you thinking about these $10,000, $85,000 kind of price points? What is the cost of the product?
Well, just for two of the motors, those motors will be provided by Joby Motors, and they cost $2,800 US per motor. So we're looking at about $6,000 just for the two motors alone.
I see. I see. So the cost of goods sold is already quite significant, and then you have a little bit of margin on top of that. Okay. In that case, I would even further encourage you to not go the consumer recreational vehicle route and go the military application sweeping for mines application, and really investigate what is the military's interest in this product. Because I think the price point is a real problem here for consumer products.
Yeah, you are right. I mean, not everybody's going to be able to afford a $10,000 hoverboard.
No.
And
very few people will. The TAM of that is incredibly small.
Yeah, you are right about that.
However, it sounds to me like a very compelling application for, for a military situation. So by all means, investigate that as much as possible, and really get to clarity on what would it take to build that military business. I think this could be a very interesting business catering to the military in various countries.
Yeah, we'll definitely look into that.
All right, so good luck with that, and it's very interesting. What you're doing is very interesting, but I really don't believe you should go the consumer recreation vehicle route, but you decide what you want to do.
Thank you.
Okay, well, We actually have time to do at least some amount of call-in questions Q&A today. However, we are going to do a relatively shorter roundtable. I'm going to spend just 3-4 minutes explaining to you how to use 1M1M, and then we're going to go to audience questions and participation roundtable mode. We probably will be finishing in the next 20-25 minutes or so. I'm just assessing. So if you like what we do in 1 million by 1 million, and today you just got a very little quick flavor of it. We do 5 presentations per session often. So this is just an abridged version. Please bring along your friends who are doing startups and need help. We are looking for serious entrepreneurs all the time, people who really want to put in the work and the energy and the years required to build sustainable businesses, and that's why we are here. You can find everything we do at 1mby1m.com. You will find a terrific blog with huge amount of inspirational, educational, informational material, and it's free. So consume it as much as you want to at whatever pace and scale you like. The Entrepreneur Journeys book series actually is a very good starting point to start learning the 1M1M methodology. We've published 12 volumes of these, and these are case study-based books. So each of them have a set of case studies, and then they double-click down into specific areas of, whether it's methodology or it's technology areas, industry sectors, and so forth. So depending on what you're interested in, what your current challenges are, look up the books. The blog is at sramana.com, or you can get it from 1mby1m.com as well. There are lots of videos. You will find lots of informational videos, FAQ videos. You can learn about the program. These roundtables happen every week. This is the 280th roundtable. You can come and use them at your convenience. We still have more roundtables in October and more roundtables in November, December. So in the fall, there are plenty of roundtables still left. You'll find the full roster on the free public roundtables link at the webpage, and you can register to attend or pitch. We also have a premium program where we offer extensive methodology guidance. We have a great curriculum which we have developed in collaboration with over 600 successful entrepreneurs, including over 50 that have built unicorn companies, over 350 who have raised substantial amounts of venture financing. And then we've also done a very diligent job of capturing the case studies of bootstrapped entrepreneurs, and bootstrapping is something that we highly recommend and support. We help you with business development, introductions to potential customers, channel partners, investors, media, analysts, other advisors, other mentors, whatever is going to help you move forward. And we offer you, whether you call it mentoring, coaching, consulting, whatever it is, but we do offer you this kind of direct project guidance as well within the premium program. And that's all part of the $1,000 annual membership fee program. Remember, this program is not a 3-month acceleration program as is in vogue in the acceleration world. People give you some desk space, some real estate, subsidized real estate, and some internet connection and call that acceleration. That's not what we do. We are hands-on strategy. We do very hands-on strategy work. You can do this program for anywhere in the world. You can be, working out of your apartment, your home, your basement, your garage, whatever you like. We don't have any issues with any of that. You can do it at your own time. Let's say you have, a child that you need to put to bed and then start working on the curriculum at your own time. Let's say your working time on the curriculum is 10 to midnight, 10 p.m. to midnight. That's fine with us. You're doing a bootstrapping with a paycheck situation. That's fine with us as well. Come back from work, have dinner with your family, then spend a couple of hours working, work weekends, whatever is convenient for you. We've designed it such that you have utmost flexibility in how you engage. It's just the live sessions where if you want to pitch, you have to work on our schedule, and we try to give you multiple options to accommodate different time zones, different Asian time zones, European time zones, American time zones. If you go to the website, you'll find case studies of our success stories in the $1 Million Club. And the ROI equation of the program is on the quantifying the 1M value equation link. We offer you $375,000 worth of value, cash value plus 5 to 10% equity worth of value for just $1,000 annual membership fee. We do not take equity. So it's a very big differentiator in terms of what you get for a very small amount of money, given what the market offers you. Remember, equity is not free. If you start giving loads of equity out for little bits of value or little bits of cash early on, your cap table later on becomes unfinanceable. The 1M self-assessment is something that I would like all of you who are working on a project to go through. Mostly, these are the questions investors ask you. But I think of every single entrepreneur as an investor in your own venture. You're investing your time, your energy, your own savings, your emotional energy. All that is investment. And you should think of yourself as an investor in your own venture. Use the self-assessment to calibrate the prospects of your venture and make sure you're on the right path. That's pretty much an overview of the program. You can go to the website. There's tons of information. You can look around. Basically, our offering is these free sessions, all the free content, the books, all of these offerings, and then you have to get more deep engagement and deep assistance from the acceleration work we do. You have to join the premium program, and that's pretty much it. That's all we do. The curriculum, by the way, as I said, is case studies and video lectures based, and it's all online, so you can access it from anywhere, anytime. Our methodology is lean, capital efficient, bootstrap startups. Even if you want to raise money down the line, you're going to have to validate using a bootstrap methodology, which is why we emphasize so much on that. And there is no going around that, you see. Investors these days do not fund concepts, they fund businesses. And so you have to turn your concept into a business by bootstrapping the early stage. We do a lot of work in the media, we have a lot of clout in the media, social media, etc. And we give you access to our clout, we help you get your message out there, and we'll be happy to give you as much amplification as possible through our channels. If you're building a community, an entrepreneurship community anywhere in the world, we're happy to partner with you through our affiliate program and also through our Incubator in a Box program. Upcoming free roundtables, 2 more in October, 3 more in November. So book your slots if you would like to pitch. If you haven't come up with an idea yet, and if you're working in any of the emerging markets, not just India, but any of the emerging markets, Africa, Latin America, East Asia, just go through the Vision India 2020 books. There are $45 billion business ideas. These ideas are written, I published these ideas to help you ideate. And you can take any of these ideas, borrow, morph, steal, whatever you want to do, you're welcome to do that. Incubator in a Box is our platform that we use to help corporations, governments, and any other kinds of organizations who want to run an incubator with us to incubate their communities. And this includes other incubators and accelerators who want further support for their companies. So please look into that. We have several partners in that. I talked earlier in the session about Oracle. Oracle is a big partner in our program. So Oracle 1M Incubation Challenge is definitely part of the uses our Incubator in a Box program. Just a quick run through of the latest Entrepreneur Journeys books: Billion Dollar Unicorns, Carnival in the Cloud, Bootstrapping with a Paycheck, From E-Commerce to Web 3.0, and then there are 8 others. So use whatever resources in this portfolio that you need to use to get further. That's the whole game, is to help you get further in your agenda of building a sustainable, thriving business. We're ready to take questions. So you can either call in using the instructions on your slide here, or you can ask questions in public chat. This is also a great time to introduce yourselves. So it's a networking time as well. Please tell us who you are, where are you joining from, what your project is, what's the product, what's the customer, what's the target audience, what traction do you have currently. You can do that by calling in, you can do that by, through public chat, whatever works for you. We want to hear from you, we want to get to know you, we want to know about your situation and see how we can help. So, all yours. Please don't be shy. And this is also time for questions. Whatever issues you're struggling with or, stumped by, facing challenges, now is a great time to bring them up so that we can try to unclog that situation. Oh, Maureen is offering a question from Quora this week. So I participate actively in answering questions on Quora. I will read out the answer from this question on Quora shortly. Lucy Howell, we cannot hear you from the web call. You will have to call in. So please feel free to call in using the call-in instructions on the screen. Meanwhile, let me answer the question that Maureen has put up on the screen here in public chat. How do tech startup founders effectively cope with occasional feelings of anxiety, fear, self-doubt, and frustration? I will share with you the answer that I gave on Quora. This is a very common occurrence, as you can imagine. So my answer there is startups are extremely difficult. So if you venture into this world, please assume that the challenges will come no matter what. You will feel anxious. There will be moments of fear, self-doubt, frustration. I can share a few tools from my own experience, both as an entrepreneur as well as from running the 1M1M Global Virtual Accelerator, where we nurture and mentor numerous entrepreneurs. First, I suggest you create a set of clear goals that you can follow step by step. This must include small milestones, small action items, and hence opportunities to win small victories on a daily and weekly basis. This keeps you going with a positive energy and a sense that you are making progress. Second, getting feedback is very helpful. Whether it is from people in your trusted network or from more formal mentors, you need to get feedback, including course correction if something isn't working. The small steps I discussed above, if you can measure them, the metrics will also give you some feedback on whether you're on the right track. I constantly run experiments with my team, and I've created a learning organization. If some experiments fail, we're not bothered as long as some succeed and we are moving forward as a whole. Third, you must leverage your strengths on a regular basis. This is how you excel. Excellence creates enjoyment, it creates joy, it also dials down frustration. Fourth, you must remain focused, aware, present in the journey. If what you are doing doesn't engage you at a somewhat supernatural level, you're probably not very passionate about your mission. It will be very hard to sustain. Fifth, focus also means keeping distractions to a minimum, saying no to random opportunities that don't have strategic alignment. This also gives you a sense of control. Sixth, and this one is very hard, is to check the fear of failure. There is an article that I have done on how do you overcome the fear of failure, entrepreneurial failure. I have linked it to this article. You can take a look at it at a different time. Seventh piece is that if you can really immerse yourself in your mission and in what you are doing, self-consciousness dissolves. This is a state of flow that makes unexpected things happen. It is very helpful, and it also dissolves sense of time, and frustration dissolves as a result. All of the above creates an enjoyable mental state rather than a frustrated mental state. As for sharing these feelings with other entrepreneurs, I would suggest being very selective in whom you share with. Don't do it broadly, but have a select few structured outlets, friends, family, colleagues who can take it. Not everyone can or would be willing to, listen to your frustrations. So that's my answer to the question that Maureen has put on the screen. Lucy, are you on the call?
Hi, Samanra. I am on the call. Thank you for being patient with me. I wanted to just have 2 points to make with you. On one hand, I am an entrepreneur, and I feel like you speak to me through all of these. So this is about the 5th roundtable that I've sat in
wonderful.
on, and I look forward to joining the Premier membership, because you're absolutely right in that if you look at the landscape of what it is that you actually offer on the other side, it's, really immeasurable and highly leveraged. So, you can go to a smaller incubator. I think what you also offer people is that, not only the actual dollar, right, the $1,000, but the time is really a huge barrier for people like me, like a mom, right, who's got something that she's been working on that wants to take it through. Incubators, 12 weeks in San Francisco, et cetera, or even competing for the opportunity to do that isn't even an option, right? I mean, so the way that you can, consume your information is huge. So much so that I am involved in the economic development mission here in Arizona, particularly Southern Arizona, particularly Tucson, Arizona, with the U of A. I listened to your roundtable with Greg from last week from Montana, and I loved, that mission, because we do need to decentralize the innovation hubs around the world. And so I was meeting with a lady yesterday with the WBC, so that is an SBA-backed program. We're one of 2 in the state of Arizona for women entrepreneurship. And they've had to scale down their instructors. So it's really 2 people being funded to take all these small business groups through. And I said, oh my gosh, you don't need to hire a $40,000 to $60,000 FTE, just grant 10 entrepreneurs, annual memberships in the 1M1M. And so I showed her your platform, and so I hope to bring, so my question is, you mentioned Delaware on the last call. I don't know how many economic development areas you are already working with, but I would love to help you develop here in Arizona. Is one thing. And then from an entrepreneur standpoint, so I will kind of go offline. Are you working with anyone in Arizona?
We are not. I will introduce you to Irina Patterson, whom you may have already met if you're hanging around these quarters. Irina is on the 1M1M team, and she has done the Delaware deal with Ken Anderson, who often actually comes to these roundtables. Irina knows everything about how to work with economic development organizations, and she will be more than happy to work with you and the contacts at the Arizona, where you are based in the economic development office. And I'm absolutely sure we can very easily, seamlessly structure a program for your geography, no problem at all.
I think that's wonderful. And on the other token, the third hat is a national nonprofit for my Girl Power project, which is, planting the seeds of entrepreneurism earlier in the middle school, high school, so that they actually see the ability. So that's more of a national deal. So I look forward to continued conversations with you both, on these roundtables and on the other side of membership. But I want to work with you guys to kind of grow, women entrepreneurship. And you guys are great.
Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah, it's nice to meet you.
Look forward to working with you a lot more, Lucy. Thank you for your comments.
Yes. You're welcome.
Hi,
thank you for what you do.
You're most welcome. It's our pleasure, Lucy.
Okay.
Irina, you wanted to make a comment?
Yes, I wanted to ask Lucy, how did she initially came across 1M1M?
So I actually took my baby, my Healthy Globe, through Startup Tucson's incubator last year. But I did the accelerated, the Saturday 5-week, not the deep dive 12-week. And Tucson's about maybe 3 years into kind of like this, movement. And so it's just kind of in that activity. And I have a Move Financial Solution. So I'm on LinkedIn a lot, right?
Okay.
And so, and Smanu, you do an incredible job. In fact, we probably have 8 to 10 people in common, right, on our connections. And they're all, I have a client in San Francisco in the tech space. And so, yeah, I think really it's from like 2 years ago, maybe a year and a half ago, saw you on LinkedIn, thought it was interesting. And democratizing the whole entrepreneurship with a woman's hat on is my best friend, right? I love what you're doing, so, yeah.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. Irina, please follow up with Lucy and the Arizona situation. And it's, you know, we have the model. We have done it with Delaware. We've done it with numerous corporate partners. We know how to do this very, very quickly. As soon as they're ready, we can roll it out in really literally a nanosecond. We work incredibly fast. The delays are never on our end.
Yesterday, it was just announced at ASU, and I don't know if you saw this announcement. So Michael Crow, he's the president of ASU, largest university in the country, right, by undergrad enrollment. He announced, well, actually, as the director of the Institute of the Business School, they are going to start offering MBA programs for free. They're going to be using a $23 million fund, originally used for endowment. But that was just announced yesterday in the New York Times, which I thought was a huge statement to kind of lay out there.
ASU has been doing some experiments with edX. This announcement I have not seen, but I know that they have been very forward-thinking in their discussions with, you know, edX, the MIT-Harvard joint venture, MOOC, massively online open source.
No, I don't, but I just wrote it down, so yes.
Yeah, so they've been very forward-thinking in their experimentations on how to drop the cost of college. So this seems like yet another piece in that general thought process. That's great.
Well, and you would be a great plug into that type of environment because of the cost of what you. So, anyways, I will explore and I will talk. Sure. Irina, where are you based? Are you U.S. based?
Yes, she's in Florida.
You're in Florida.
I'm based in Miami. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So maybe I can call you offline a little bit later, and we can talk about what I'm trying to do.
Okay.
Excellent.
The best thing
That's a great plan.
Yes.
Great plan. Okay. So let me also ask other people in the room, do you guys have questions, comments, introductions? I don't see introductions. There's so many people in the room. I haven't seen introductions other than Lucy's wonderful introduction. I haven't seen any other introduction. Where are you coming from? What brings you here? Are you here to learn? Are you here to explore funding? Let's play a game, actually. Why don't you guys put L in the public chat if you're here to learn, and put F in the public chat if you're here for funding. Anybody? Ashish Pursani says learning. Lucy is L. Who else? L or F? Bharat M. L. Shiva Prakash Subramani L. Awesome. We love people who want to learn and are not obsessed with funding. And by saying that, I've discouraged all the F people to identify themselves. Sorry about that. I spoiled the game, actually. So Ashish, where are you dialing from and what is your project? Have you identified a project yet? Same question to Bharat, same question to Shiva Prakash Subramani. Please tell us in public chat, where are you joining from? What are you working on? And folks, is there anybody here who is from Oracle, planning to apply for the Oracle 1M1M scholarship and has any questions, in which case now is a good time to ask. Happy to answer any Oracle 1M1M challenge related questions as well here.
Hi, this is Bharat here. Can you hear me?
Yes, Bharat, we can hear you.
Hi, I'm joining from Bay Area, California.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just trying to learn. This is the first time I'm attending your program. Your program was referred by one of my friends in India, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, so we are a startup. I'm a first-time entrepreneur. I worked at Sun for almost 10 years in the JVM group, later at Yahoo, in the initial team that built Hadoop big data system.
Okay.
Later I was at Netflix in the data science engineering. So last 3.5 years, we founded a company called Arzota. So we are into big data solutions. We built a platform for data science and big data accelerators. We are kind of still in the beta mode, just trying to talk to customers. That's the stage we are in. Yeah, we will look for funding. We started, angel rounds right now. That's the stage we are in. I just wanted to connect with you guys, and I would love to meet if possible to discuss even about the product and the opportunities. Right, connecting with the...
Bharat, you should figure out how we work. We don't meet. This is a virtual accelerator. We will give you everything you need to make progress and get forward, and if you're going to do it, it's very much a self-learning mode program assisted by these online roundtables.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So you can get started right away. We can start working with you immediately. You have two options. Either you can come to one of these free roundtables, next week's roundtable, and pitch your project, and we can work together on your strategy. The other option is you can straight away join the premium program, which is a $1,000 annual membership fee, and start using the curriculum, coming to the private roundtables, and start working in the private mode.
Yeah.
So those are the two options.
Sure, definitely. Yeah. So we are bootstrapped right now. We reached a point where I think we need some funding.
That's fine. We need to understand what you do and get the ducks lined up, as I call them, to go out for funding. And you sound like you have good background, good domain knowledge. So conceivably, that's all viable. But I need to understand your business to advise you. So if you like, just go join the 1M1M Premium program and let's start working together.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Irina, you can help Bharat close the loop and fill the gaps of what he doesn't understand about how the program works, so that he can hit the ground running.
Yes, Ramana, can you please offer my email address? And everybody, please email me.
Yeah, sure.
Anybody who has questions, Bharat, you can email Irina at 1mby1m.com or call her 786-301-2456, and she'll help you with getting to the next step.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Thank you.
Perfect. Ashish Pursani, I'm from Hyderabad, India, working at Oracle. Read emails about 1M and wanted to learn more about it, wanted to understand how I can come up with great ideas, which is very important, and the first step, and then I want to launch my own startup because I believe we cannot have better time than now for startups in India or in general. Okay, Ashish, so you actually should apply for the Oracle 1M scholarship. That would be a great way for you to learn all of the things that you're trying to learn, and we will be able to handhold you through that process and both help you learn how to come up with an idea, how to validate an idea, and all of this. So this is why Oracle is doing the 1M program, and Oracle will also assist you in all that. So if you're still working at Oracle, apply for the 1M scholarship and see if you can win it. Follow the guidelines of how to apply. There's a whole application process that you need to fill out, and keep attending these roundtables. Before the scholarships are due, I think there are about another 3 roundtables. Definitely come to all these roundtables so that you can really get a handle of how this program works. Does that answer your question, Ashish? And all of you, by the way, who are Oracle employees thinking about startups, thinking about entrepreneurship, use the Oracle platform. You will make a lot of progress, and Oracle has been extremely generous in training what they call intrapreneurs with us. So it's fabulous. They've been a real pleasure to work with, and we have helped incubate and accelerate incredibly interesting projects inside of Oracle through this program. Okay, folks, if you don't have other questions, then I would like to adjourn the session for today because I have a flight to catch in a little bit, and I need to get to the airport. So apologies for cutting short the session today. We're normally here for 90 minutes. Today we've done a 50-minute session as opposed to a 90-minute session, but mostly we do 90-minute sessions, and we have a lot more time and a lot more pitch slots and working, time to work on your projects. This is a working session. We want to work with you. Come back, book your slot, send in your slides, come back with your questions, and we will be back here next week, same time, same place, and roll up our sleeves and work together. See you soon. Have a wonderful weekend, and talk to you soon. Bye.